had the request. Let me record it, and I'm going to go so slowly so that we can cover everything. And you're going to take 1 hour, but you're going to learn most important things. You're going to repeat what we've been covering, and the class is going to be very interesting. So, electronic cells, allow me to download it from my email. Here it is. Then, so the first thing we're going to do is what? The first thing we're going to do is David, I saw your email in the group. I've already shared. David Karaoke, David 540. Yeah, exactly. So the first thing I'm going to do here is as we've always agreed that the first thing when you receive your data is to explore and getting to understand what the data contains. And that is what we call EDA, or in full exploratory data analysis. Okay, we are going to do some data exploration. So I'm going to open my file in Excel. I'm going to open it in Excel, then I'm going to present my screen so that we can explore it together. So you can also open the file in Excel because it's an XLS file, I guess. Let me confirm the file type. Yeah, it's an XLS worksheet. This, okay. It's an XLS worksheet. So you just open, I don't know why mine's taking time. Let me present it here. So make sure this is what you have. I think, but it's okay. Can you see my screen, Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So it means everyone can see it. So this is my data. It contains how many entries in total? Who is just joining us? Okay. So this is my data. It contains how many? 20,000. Huh? It contains 20,000 entries. So I'm going to go to the beginning. You can see the first thing here you're having is the customer. I guess this is the customer number that is assigned to customers by maybe depending on how they appear. Then you have the age of the customer. This is the customer ID, okay?
Share your screen.
Okay. Sorry. Let me share it. Here. Oh, I've shared it. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the customer ID. We have the age of the customer. We have the gender, that is male or female. Okay. Then we also have the loyalty member. Loyalty member, maybe like you see in supermarkets, when you go to supermarket and they're asking, do you have a card? So maybe those who are having IS are those who have been shopping frequently. So maybe loyalty is awarded according to how frequent the customer visits the supermarkets. Okay, let's say this is a supermarket data. SKU, I don't know what is SKU, but we are going to know with time. We have the rating. That is the rating of the customers, and you'll come to realize that it is a 2 and 3 up to 5. And those having a no are mostly 2. So we don't really know the scale. We can't guess by the look because we have 20,000 entries. We have the order status for these customers, have the completed ones, you have those who have cancelled the order, we have those who have completed, cancel, and what? There must be a lot. Huh? We shall check it in R using unique, the one that Sharon was asking the other day. The payment method, you have the credit card, you have PayPal, cash, debit card, and so on. The total price for the order placed by the customer is also indicated. We have the unit price and the quantity. So this means that the total price must be unit price times the quantity, I guess. It's not automatically calculated. I can see it was inputted manually. Let me just try to do the first one. That is 791.19 times 7. Yeah, it's exactly that one. So the total price is equals to unit price times the quantity. Have the purchase date. You have the shipping what? Let me expand it. The shipping type, either standard, overnight, express. I don't know if there's others. We have the add-ons purchased. Okay. I don't know what exactly it means, but we shall know. Our focus here is that we get to understand what is happening. Add-on total. So, this is our data. We've already, at least we know what the column contains. We have to know if everything is well placed. For example, let's check the data types. The custom ID should be just a general because it's ID number. Age must be either general or a number, it's okay. Gender, male is a general, it's okay. Loyalty member, no and yes, it's a general. Product type, laptop, general. SKU, that must be something ID because I see how it has been assigned. It should be a general, it's okay. Rating is a 2 or 3, it's a general. You can either take a general or a number, it's okay. Other status, general. Payment method is taking a general, it's cool. Total price is taking general, which is wrong. It's amount, it should take currency. Unit price is taking general, should take currency. Quantity is okay. It can either take general or number. We are having the purchase date is taking date, that is cool. Shipping type is taking general, that is cool. Cool for add-on purchase, add-on total. It's taking general. I don't know if it's a currency or a number, but we shall get to understand as we move. We've seen maybe we have an issue with the data type under the total price and the unit price. The other thing is also we can check for missing values. We have these missing values, they are missing. We can replace them maybe with none if need arises. Okay, so because we read, if you need the consistency or if you're going to come up with a model, then you have to maintain that consistency. And we can see all through our data, we only have missing values in this column Q. Another thing, we can check some descriptive analysis for the unit price so that we see the maximum, minimum, but we can still do that in R. We don't have to tie ourselves here. Another thing that we can check here is text analysis in Excel. Everything is written on okay. It's just okay. The sentence cases is cool. Yeah, so we are not going to spend a lot of time here. Let's go direct and import our data in R. So I've dropped the screen. I'm going to present my R studio. I want us to move step by step together. This is my R. So I'm going to create a new script just by clicking on that plus button on the far corner. I hope you can see my R studio. Just click here, R script. Okay, then after doing that, I want to import. So to import data in this is what? This is Excel, right? So to use, you can either use, we have different libraries, but for Excel, we just go straight to the point. Okay? We just go straight to the point. I'm going to use the read Excel package. So I'm going to come here and say, I'm going to go to the console here and say import, install dot packages. double quote, read Excel, read X and L, just like that. Then I'll press enter. I will allow it to install. It's a very small package, so it must not take time. Then after doing that, I'm going to allow it to install as I come here back to my area where I'm supposed to type my code. I'm going to start. I will call my library. So it's going to be read Excel successfully unpacked. It's okay. So I come here, it say library read Excel. Okay. Then let's give our data a name. Let's call it data. Okay. Then we assign to use the assigning, that is the less than under the hyphen. I assign my data to read underscore Excel for reading Excel files. So it's a formula under Excel, a function under read Excel package. Read underscore Excel because it's an Excel file. If it was CSV, it will be read underscore CSV. So after doing that, I open my bracket. I put inside my path, my file path. Okay, path name of my file. That is where your file is located. So I'm going to go to the downloads. I'm going to go to, because I know unless you've changed the location because you just downloaded it. So trace your file, the electronic sales file. Then after tracing it, I'm going to right click. I want to copy the file name. Okay, let me see. For Windows 11, it must be here. For Windows 10, there's a shortcut that I was giving Sharon the other day. But for Windows 11, it must be direct. So you just right click and say copy as path. Copy as path, and then you come here, you paste Control V. Okay? So that is our data. After doing it, I want you to notice something. If you open our data is under a certain sheet. The sheet name is Electronic Sale September 2023. So I want to do this. When working with Excel files, and maybe the Excel file you're working with has more than one sheet, and you want to specify the sheet that you really want to use, it's very simple. You just put, after pasting your file path here, this is my file path. I've copied the path as copied file as path. Okay, I say sheet is equals to, and it must be in quotes. What was the name of our sheets? Electronics. You must say the right spelling. Electronics. E was capital. B king. This is if you want to specify. It's not a must, but if you want to do it, then there's no sin. Electronic underscore sales. Control Z. Underscore sales is capital S. Underscore September SEP is capital S. SEP 2023 hyphen SEP 202. Is it right? Yeah, that's the file path name, the sheet name. So then after doing this, because I've already imported my data, I'm going to say maybe head data, because that is, I want to see the head of my data, and you're going to see there's an error. Let me run it. So this error, you used without hex digits in character string, it comes on because when you copy the file path, it comes with the forward slashes. However, in R, you have to use the backward slashes. Okay? It comes with the backward slashes. However, you have to use the forward slashes. So you just replace these slashes with the forward ones. You delete this, you replace. So you just delete them, replace. You delete, replace. Like that, I think that's all. Then I'll try again to run. Control, enter. Function, head data. Is this actually this is the head of my data? Okay, let me confirm again by highlighting everything. sheet electronic cells 2023 not found. Is there an error with electronic cells? Cells is small s, have to be keen. This one is small s. Just realize that. Then I light again everything and I run. Sheet electronic cells not found again. What is the issue? Sep capital electronic, and here I've written electronics, so I have to delete this s. Have to very keen, huh? Electronic. I light, I run. It's reading my data. Head data. Yeah, we can confirm that it's now head of my data. It's that one. That's what you saw during that exploration. And I can also say tail data to see the last 6 entries. These are the first 6. So if you want to see the last 6, you say tail data. Then you can press either Control Enter, or you can highlight this line only and say run, or you can just press Control Enter. So this is the tail of my data. I can see a missing value somewhere, NA, not available. We shall deal with it when time comes. So,
Sure.
yes.
I'm stuck at that part for copying the path. Could you please just remind me? I dropped at some point.
Oh, you are using your own Windows 10, right?
Yes.
Windows 10. I remember we had the same issue some other time.
Yeah.
Let me try to remember. Windows 10 copying file, but there's a shortcut to use. Let me recall it. It was Control. Let me just recall Windows 10. Okay, it was like this. Go to the file, that file, the electronic cells after downloading it. You get? Then, while holding the shift key, you right click on it. For Windows 11, you just right click directly, you will see the option. But for Windows 10, hold the shift key, then right click. You will see copy as path name or file path. I don't know. Has it worked?
Yes.
It is okay. Yes? Are you there, Sharon? Has it worked?
Seeing error.
Mm-hmm.
You used without.
Yes, you have to change now. You see, after pasting the file path,
Yes.
change the
Forward
backward
slash.
slashes to forward.
They are forward, so change them to back.
Yeah, okay, do the opposite of what is there. I am confusing between backward and
Okay.
yeah. Okay, I can see your hand is up. An issue? Okay.
What is this? It's saying error in fan left, comma right. Comparison is possible only for atomic and list types. Yeah.
What I'm going to do? Can you present your screen?
Okay.
Okay, can you present it? Opti, your hand is up.
Shem,
Yes.
I have an error from library,
Okay.
read Excel.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's saying error in fetching key.
Error in fetching key.
Yes.
When you run install.packages read Excel, did it work?
It was okay. Yeah.
It said something like MD5 unpacked and let me see, read
Yes.
Excel successfully unpacked and MD5 sums checked.
Yes.
Then when you come and say library read Excel,
Has an error.
uh, when you run, okay, can you go to the line of library read okay, can you highlight that library read Excel only and run it alone?
Okay.
So here, this is the error.
Okay. It, you've not put the assigning mark well. It's supposed to data, then your assigner, there's a hyphen. Then can you go to the end and I want to see something? Okay, you've not specified the sheet. There's no problem because you only have one sheet. So can you run it again? Okay, head data, we see if it's going to bring.
Sorry?
Head data, can you try to read the head of your data? Opti, your issue,
You see from her screen
okay.
where it says error in fetching key. Is that okay?
When it says that, error in function left right, as long as it comes and brings this yellow line, it means that it's okay. Can you, I can see Sharon has dropped the screen. Sharon, are you good?
Yes.
Okay, Opti, can you present yours? Okay, read Excel. So can you go and copy the file part?
Kindly
Yes.
pardon. From the file part,
Uh-huh.
I was stuck in that error now.
Okay, can you delete everything inside the bracket? Okay, just put a bracket. Okay, you're using Windows 10 or Windows 11?
11
Windows 11, go to the downloads because you've just downloaded the electronic sales, yes?
in the Chrome or
No,
files.
in the files, the file manager.
That one.
Okay, so when you right click, do you see something like copy? You right click on that,
I don't have a mouse.
like
I'm using.
use the one on the is it called the trackpad? Here in your keyboard, just in the laptop.
Pardon.
Do this,
Uh-huh.
you have okay. Do what can? How can I say this? Can you like press it? Don't double click on it, but press
I'm
it.
okay.
Okay. Do you see some options? Some options should be coming, such as properties, copy. So there's an option that says
Mm.
there's an option that says. Let me see mine here when I do it. When I just
I think it's that you right click and then you copy file path.
yeah, copy as path. Do you have that option in yours?
No, I'm using the, what is it called? I don't have a mouse. I'm controlling it from the laptop, the keyboard itself.
From the keyboard, yes, it can still work. It's supposed to work. You're just supposed to use that mouse on the keyboard, huh? And you have to click on the right side while your cursor is on that electronic cells. Then you just click once on the right side of your mouse.
It wants me to change the name. I don't know.
Because you've clicked twice.
It's one.
Same.
Yes.
Alternative, she can select the file.
Okay.
And then use Control Shift and C.
Control Shift and C.
Yeah, Control Shift and C.
Okay, do that option. Don't edit the name. Just click outside to quit the renaming.
Then
have you quitted the renaming? Yes.
Pardon.
Right now, it's not requesting you to rename the file. Yes. Like
yes.
Okay, now use the shortcut that you've been asked to use. Kevin, that is
Control Shift and C.
Control Shift C.
Next.
Then come back to Art Studio. Open the bracket. Paste. Control V.
It's not pasting.
It's because it has not copied. Is there an error that because I've had something like a sound? Is there an error that came when you press Control Shift plus C?
No, there was no error.
There was no error.
Yes. Let me try it again. Okay, now it's okay.
You see? Okay, now it has not copied everything. This is users admin downloads. Then you have now to give the name. Let me now we have to force it and add one slash and say just type no, inside the quote, like inside after downloads. Okay, inside can you again? Okay, there add the slash and then write electronic with a capital E. It is electronic, yeah. Electronic underscore cells. Cells is a small s. Dot. No, don't put another underscore. Dot xlsx.
XL?
SX. Can you now go outside the bracket and or can you select everything and run now? It's okay. Try to say head data in the third line of code.
Pardon?
Go to the third line of code, a new line.
Okay.
You can use the down arrow, the page down. Okay, yeah, enter. Then type head in bracket data.
Pardon?
Head.
Pardon?
Yes, I'm saying head. Type head. Yes. Data in bracket. Open the bracket and type data. Data. Highlight that line alone and run it. okay. Yeah, it's okay. Let me see. Can you go like move upwards? I want to save it as here in this in the console side. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. So can you drop your screen so that I present mine? We continue. Okay, so let me present my screen back. Want us to recover the time so fast. So after doing it, the next thing that I want us to do, my screen, I hope it's visible. I want us to do some header here. The Let me comment and say I want us to do header. That is exploratory data analysis. And number one, the first thing I'm going to start with, I put another comment. I want to know the structure of my data. Okay, structure of the data. I'm so good in typing spellings. Huh? So to see the structure of your data, the basic structure, okay, you just write str to mean structure, and then you put your data inside. Then you run, control, enter. You'll see this is the structure of your data. It gives you a general view of what your data contains. For example, here it's telling us the customer is number, age is number, gender is character, order. I think we did it some time back. So it's trying to give us a general view of what the columns contains. Then descriptive statistics, you recall it, the descriptive stats to do what? To get the summary of your data, okay? So you just say summary and then in brackets data. You'll press control enter. You can see this is the descriptive statistics of my data. And it's having a lot of, because it's giving per column, per customer ID, per age, gender, loyalty member, of which it's very relevant. Maybe I can want maybe only to get descriptive statistics of my what? Of my what? Of my, because how can you even get the descriptive statistics of gender? It's not making sense. I can want to get the descriptive stats of my quantity. So I'll say data, and then when I put a dollar sign and say quantity, I mean it will go and get the descriptive stats of that specific column, the quantity column under the data. So you just separate with the dollar sign and specify the column. But if you want to get the overall, you just say summary data, it will still give you. Then, do you remember names data? We are just trying to explore. This is what we have already done in Excel. Names data, and you press control enter, or you highlight and run. Names will give you what? It will give you the column names. You get what it contains. Then do you remember us doing the dimension? Let me show you what's going to bring for us. Dim, and I will say data. I run. You can see when I run dim data, it says 2000. What is dim? Dim is dimension. So dimension, I have to comment here so that we agree on that. This is just like what? The length. Okay? The length of your data. Then, if you want to check the missing values, do you recall us using the is.na? Is.na meaning is.not available. It's not available. Checking missing values when you run into an error, because I'm not in the message, the inbox, in chat messages, you can just open the microphone. So when I want to check the missing values, I'm going to check the missing values in the whole of my data. Okay, so the whole of my data I'm going to check by column. So if you want to check by column, just say call sums. This is something that it exists. It's a formula, call sums. Then you say is.na, and you put your data inside, so that is.na runs inside your data. Control enter. You will see customer ID 0, missing value, age 0, gender has 1, loyalty member 0, product. So it's giving me per column. Do you get it? It's giving me the summation of missing value per column. Okay, and you can see which column is having missing value here. Gender 1, and the add-on purchased is having 4868 out of 20,000 missing values. Then The question that Sharon was just asking the other day, unique. So if you want to get it, let me just say here, unique values. Unique values, it's usually in a, maybe in a, you want to see what is contained in those columns of your data. So there's a formula called the supply, S-apply, okay? I just have to call it supply, but it's a formula and it has its own syntax. You can see you have to start with X. X in R is your data. X always means your data. So I'm going to follow this syntax. You can see it's X, then function, then simplify is equals to true. Like you can include everything that is mentioned inside the syntax. But I'm just interested in my data, comma. I must put the functions, of course. So function X. Then I will put a space and say length. Length unique. There's a formula here called the length unique. Let me open the bracket. Maybe it's going to bring for me. So I open the bracket, length X. X is our data, but now I want it to be unique again per column. You get the way unique has worked where? Oh, okay, we are yet to use the way unique worked last time, how unique operated. We are still want to see how it's going to work. So unique X. X is like your data. Control enter. You're going to see. So it shows uniqueness. Okay, it shows uniqueness. Okay, the other day I was explaining to you guys, what does unique do? Unique, for example, let's go to the gender. It must be 3. Maybe we only have 3 types of gender. Like, how many times does a unique value appears in that column? So you can see how it's appearing. So it means even custom ID is 12,136 over 20,000. It means we have a repetition. Like we have customers who have shopped more than once. That is what it means. So X is our data. This is the syntax of unique. The other thing we can, the other thing, let me see, under header, I can do some, let me do some sample distributions. And I'll start with a table. Sample distribution, of course, I want to see the distribution in a table. Let me check the distribution of gender. So data, gender, to mean the column gender itself. So data, $ gender, control enter. Female, they are 9835. Male, they are 10,164. I can check the distribution of what? The payment methods. That's very important for a company. That's a KPI for data analyst here. Data, $, and I want to check the distribution for payment method. So payment method is here. You just click it and I say control enter. You can see bank transfer is 3371, cash is this one. So as a data analyst, Kevin can come up and say, I want to advise this supermarket to drop debit card as a payment method, because debit card as a payment method, because when I check the distribution, it's the lowest. And it means a lot of people are not using it. And when I check the frequency also, you see, so you just check the distribution. You just say table, and then you highlight the column that you want to deal with. So that is just exploring your data to see what it contains. We try to check the missing summation of missing value per column. Ran some distribution here, got some summary of the whole data, summary of a specific column, the structure for our data to see, the data types and all that, the head and the tail. That is that exploration. We go to data cleaning. Data cleaning now in this step, do you recall when we ran is.na here, we had missing value in gender 1, add on purchase 48. So we have 2 columns with missing values. I want us to start with this one. Let us fix NA in gender. Okay, I want us to fix it because we don't need it. So I'm going to say my data I assign to data again. Then I'm going to open the curly bracket and I'd say if it's not a missing value, okay, I want you to get this. I only want my data to contain to contain what? I want my data to contain columns that are complete, columns that have a missing value to be excluded. So I will say I only need the rows, not columns, the rows that have complete values. So what are the columns that have complete values? They are the columns that don't have missing values. Okay, so that is is.nar. Is.nar are columns that are rows that have missing values. But when I negate it by putting a explanation mark, meaning not empty. Okay, is.nar is empty. So when I put that one, I mean not empty. So I want my data to return only rows that are not empty. So I'll say is.nar in curly bracket, then I run it into data, and specifically what? Specifically data, I want to put my what? I'm dealing with gender, so I come here, select gender. Do I have my gender somewhere? It's here. Then I will put a comma and I'll leave a space here, just a blank. What do I mean? Do you recall I was telling you anytime you're having a curly bracket like this one and you're having a comma, something like this here, the values that x, let me say x here, and you're having y here. What is x? X will usually represent your row and y will represent your column. So I'm commanding my data, my is.nar to only pass through the row. That's why after the comma, the column side I'm having nothing. So it's going to return only those that are complete. So I run, control enter. After running, then it means that if I try to check right now missing values in gender, it's not going to be there. Let me run this code here. Let me just show you. So I just say checking missing values again. Then I paste the same code I used the other time. Then I say control enter to run. Gender is still having a missing value. Okay, that is my data. It must be excluded. So let me see where the error is. Data assigned to my data, curly bracket data $sign gender. Comma, let me try to remove this space if it's causing issue. Then I run this line of code alone. Data is.nar, okay. And I'm going to do this again. Gender is having a 0, so the issue was that space. So if you're not putting anything in the column side, just leave it, don't put a space. So meaning I only have missing values in add on purchase. I can assume it. This one you can never fix. Let's assume it. There are so many, 4867. Maybe you are not going to use that column. If need arises later, maybe you're supposed to use it. We go just fix them. So for us to use our data well, we have to convert some columns to factor. That is something that is very relevant in R. So let me say convert relevant columns to factor. Converting relevant columns to factor. I want to convert some few columns to factor. I want to start with the gender. Let me see the column names. I want to start out. The columns that I'm going to convert to factor is a gender, loyalty member, the order status. I'm going to convert also the payment method, the product type, and maybe the shipping type. That is very simple. So the first thing, this is it is the most simple thing, converting to factor. But now it is tiresome typing because you have to be doing this. Data, $sign. I want to start with gender. So I select my gender is here. And then I'm going to assign to, and then I say as.factor. Do you remember I was telling you guys as.factor is for converting to factor, as.integer to integer. Then I repeat the same thing for it to be affected. So data, this one. So I'll be copying and pasting. That is my first thing. The other thing I want to convert to factor is data. We agreed on enter. data $. We agreed on loyalty member, so I select it, and I'm going to assign to. Again, I say as.factor. I copy the same thing from here to here. I know some guys are running to errors, and I know why you are going to run to errors. If you are not going to be keen here, it is very simple to select, but there's something. The other thing was order status. There's something that I've skipped because I just wanted the errors to happen your side deliberately. But if you're not running to errors, then it's cool. But I'm going to show you. So data, let me just type because I've already started. I repeat the same thing. Order status. So I'm just it's not rating, it is order status. $, order status. The other thing that we have agreed, the payment method. So I'm going to say data. I change my payment method. I assign it to as.factor. I say my data, and I put $. I again check the payment method. Allow me to pick this call in a minute. Hello. Yes. You are in Georgia. Okay, that's cool. At the Supermetro stage. With see you pass by. I'm finishing this class here. Come. So you just come. Okay, that's not a big deal. You just come because we've agreed on you passing here. Ah. Okay. Why? Even me, I have so much to do tomorrow. But I don't see if that really affects. But just pass, we see. Okay.
We
Are you
can't
speaking?
hear you.
I'm just inside.
Hello.
Topaz Driving School. Topaz
Hello,
Driving School.
Shem.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry, guys. I was talking on a phone call, but I was repeating the same thing again and again. I was in the last thing. That was my shipping type. As.factor, open data. Then I say $, and I go to my shipping type. Shipping type, okay. So that's all, and I can run control enter. Shipping type, it's okay. Control enter for product. Control enter for data. Payment method for status, it's okay. For loyalty member, it's okay. For gender, it's okay. So mine has worked. Who is having an issue up to that point? Maybe. So something I was telling you is it's a very simple thing. You see, R. Yes, Kevin.
I think the error started from data cleaning.
Data.
Data cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're having an issue from data cleaning.
Yes.
Okay, say it. the issue? Kevin, are you there? Yes? Kevo. Sharon, are you good?
Yes.
Okay. Opti, are you good? Yes? Felix? Okay, that's good. Felix, are you good?
No.
What is the issue?
Okay, I'm having an issue with my desk.
Okay.
Inabidi hadi ni kila kitu. So sahii ndo najaribu kuweka hizo stuff polepole.
You have our studio.
Nimereboot yote.
Okay.
Yeah.
The data.
Kila kitu, but data ilikuwa kwa email yangu. Ilikopi.
You've managed to put it in the desktop.
Yeah.
And so maybe the issue with the code at this point.
Sorry?
The issue with the code up to where we are at.
Yeah. Unajua sijaifollow yote kabisa. Nimefika hapa for checking missing value. Kaanza kumisbehave.
Checking missing values.
Yeah.
Where did the error arise from?
Sorry?
The error came from what point? Like where exactly?
I don't know. The system just started to malfunction. So I decided to do a validate.
You decided to
Restart it.
restart. So it's still not on.
Yeah.
But you are restarting.
Yeah, I'm restarting it.
Okay, make sure you'll just tell me how it goes, because I've always say you can always repeat. Okay, Kevin, we are waiting for you because you said you had an issue from data cleaning. Seems like Kevin is not around. I was explaining something. I want you to get this. Our studio does not take, not even alone our studio, even let me say coding or programming, but in this case our studio does not take two names with a space inside them. For example, loyalty member, like loyalty space member. If you are referring to the column loyalty member and you type it directly loyalty member with that space, you run to an error. That is why it's advisable, if you are given a data set containing such names, you have to edit the column names. Separate, when the names are separated, fix an underscore between them and remove the space. That will be easier. But if you cannot do that, then you have to use these quotations. Like, can you see this loyalty member? There are some marks. Other status, there are some marks. Those marks are trying to make the code to recognize it as a one thing. Okay, that is what I wanted to explain. I hope you get it. So, but I think it's advisable to just edit the column names. It's an easier way. Hello. Oh yeah, sometimes they usually put that. Who is going to mute with David? Where are you at? Oh, I can see. Yeah, you want the sometimes you have to leave it behind for security purposes. It cannot get lost. Yeah. Okay. Okay. A4, A4. Okay, guys, let's continue. Uh, that is data cleaning. Let's go to data. Let's go to data manipulation. Hello, A4. Data manipulation. That's dplyr. So can you install dplyr? But me, I have it. Library dplyr, as usual. Data manipulation. I'll start with my library dplyr. This is something that we are all used to now. dplyr. After doing it, I want to add the total value. Okay, I want to add total value. Maybe take price plus add on total. Add on total. Okay, so to do it, I must use the dplyr library. That is very simple. I'm going to take my data, of course, I access it. I assign to data. I put my pipe operator. Deploy with these pipe operator. Then I go to the next line. I want to mutate. When I say mutate, what do I want to do? Sharon, the moment I just say mutate, it means yes. The moment I just say mutate, because you can see the moment I've called the library deploy and I'm like, I want to add the total. That is, I want to take price plus add on total and match them together. Remember, price is a column, add on total is a column. So I want to like put them together. And I'm mutating. So when I just say mutate, anytime you see mutate, it's a function under dplyr. That is you are creating a new column. Okay. Mutate. Anytime you see mutate, you are creating a new column. So mutate, I open the bracket, I'll create a new column, give it a name, grand underscore total in this case. Then grand underscore total is going to be my total price. And I remember, so let me use this data $sign. I take my total price, this one, plus data $sign, add on total. It was somewhere here. Add on total is this one. And I say, I run. So let me start with running my library dplyr. Package dplyr was built under attaching package dplyr. Install.packages. I'll not force this thing. I'll just install a new dplyr. dplyr. And I'm going to enter updating loaded packages. One or more packages are currently loaded. Do you want to restart R? No. You is in use and will not be installed. Okay. So let me just run this one. Library deploy it has run. Then I come run this piece of code here where I'm adding. Want to see if it's going to work. It has worked. Then now to check want to check if that mutate has added that grand total column. So I'm going to say unique data. Not here. I'm so confused. This code is supposed to be here. This is just for checking if the column has been added, but unique doesn't check. What they do use some other time to see the names. It was names to see the column names. So I'm going to be like column names. See column names, and I'm like going to paste it. Control V. then control enter, names, grand total is there. So are we together up to that point? You can see how mutate works. Can you now mutate something else? Are we together? Opti, are you there? Okay, that's cool. Mm, that's data manipulation. We're going to do some average because we just done addition. So let me do some average for you guys. These things are very simple. I'm going to do the what? I'll call it average price per product. Then I'm going to be like data. I am going to just put my this pipe indicator. I go to the next line. I want to group by because I want to group by the product type, then get the average. Group by, I put in bracket, I say data, $, product type. So I'm first grouping by product type. After doing that, I must put my pipe operator. This is dplyr. When going to the next line, I'll say summarize. Under summarize, I want to get a new column called the average underscore price. And this is going to be mean. Mean is a function under dplyr. Mean of what? Data, $, data, $what? Total price. Of course, mean is equal to total price, comma, na dot remove. Na dot rm, it will remove because you see where you have missing values, it can never bring the answer. So I have to remove the missing values. So is equals to true. I run this part. I see. You can see that is the product and the average price. So 3180. So that like just the same. I am sure that is not an error because R does not run to an error. The last thing I'm going to show you under this one is the date. We want to use the date. Under the date, I'm going to do this. I want to get the monthly purchase count. Okay, maybe by product. Let me see. So I'm going to start with my data. I put my pipe operator and I'm like mutate because I'm going to add a new column. Mutate. I'm going to get the month. Okay, how are we going to get the month? So month is equals to, I will use the format formula. Month I'm going to get from the purchase date. So that is the data, $. My purchase date is here. And I'm like a comma. I give it the format. Format is you put in curly bracket. You start with percent, year, hyphen, percent, m, small m, not capital. It must be small. Then I pipe operator to go to the next line. I'm like group by month because remember I want to get what by month? Monthly purchase counts by month, count by month. So I group by month. Remember month is a column that I've just formed. We never had it. I've formed using mutate. Then I want to go to the next line. This is the dplyr pipe operator. And I'm like summarizer. Summarize now the formula that is going to group those orders. Orders is equals to n. N is for counting the orders by month. Let me try to run see if it's making sense or I have to edit some code. Error in mutate. Month is equals to format this object data not found. Wrong spelling only here. Data. And I'm like, let me run it again. Run. The here, guys, such a good job. It's running. So you just have to know that here is written as capital Y, M is a small y, so it's going to rank by month. You can see 0, 9, 10, and it's ranking by month, and it's getting the ranks from the orders. That's why I've said here group by month, summarize what? Orders. So orders, and then we are going to have month and the orders. Remember, month is a mutate. We get it from mutate. Mutate is for forming a new column. So you can see that that is data manipulation, some data manipulation practical. We're also supposed to check on what else did we learn in class is a data visualization. That is ggplot. It was the easiest. It was the easiest. Data visualization is very simple. What is the first thing? Library, okay? Library what? Library ggplot2, enter. I'm going to start with distribution of the product type because remember I've already calculated them. So I'd say comment and say distribution of product type, and I'm like, let me use a bar plot. So ggplot. Do you recall ggplot? Then what used to follow? Your data. After your data, you are going for IS. This one is like on my fingertips. Then you have to specify for bar plot is x-axis only. X-axis is going to be data. Let me check my $sign. I put what? Data. $sign. I take my product type. Then I'm going to go for ggplot. To go to our next line, you don't use pipe, use plus. After there, we are going to what? You must specify it's a what? It's a bar plot. So you use geomba, if you can recall. Then I'm going to specify the fill. We can use which color. I really love sky blue. So let me just say blue. Blue is cool for me. Going to the next line, plus. What follows? You can define the labs, or you can just specify the theme. Remember I said the most common is the theme, minimal, empty bracket. Then I can run this part only from library ggplot, run. Library warning was built under. Yeah, you can see it has formed. ggplot is the simplest data visualization. I love how it's coming so easy. The other last plot that the other plot you can come with, it's let's say total price by gender. That's interesting. I want us to use a box plot for total. I'll start ggplot. I open the bracket. I say my data, comma is. I must define my x and y. This is a ggplot for geom underscore box plot. I'll say my x is equals to what? Data $sign gender. Data is wrong written. Data $gender, comma y. I must say my y is equals to what? Data $. Let me check the total price. It is the total price by gender, so total price is cool. Then I must say that my fill is equals to, let me fill by gender, of course. This is a box plot. It's a ggplot. To go to our next line, use plus. It's a box plot, geom underscore box plot. You require nothing. You just need to put an empty bracket for ggplot, for box plot. Then to go to our next line to define maybe the theme or the labs. Let me define the theme. You know how to define the lab, so let me just use the theme that we are used to, theme minimal. And I put my bracket. I run from here to here. My box plot generated. Error, no error. That is my box plot. I'm really rushing for data visualization because I will have defined the labs, but it will have taken a lot of time. What else can we do? I want to do for you some time series of order, or shall I give you as an assignment? Yeah, I think it's good to give assignment. Hash assignment, note it. Assignment is a time series of orders. This is simple. Under this one, I want you to get what? Mutate, purchase date. You already have purchase date. So the first thing I want you to use the purchase date that we mutated. If we already formed the purchase date, what are you going to do with the purchase date? We are going to group by month, like we did it. After grouping by month, summarize the orders. Of course, summarize orders, it's here. And after summarizing the orders here, what is going to follow? Or let me do this. This is a combination of ggplot and I'm going to copy this one. It's a repetition, by the way. Instead of assignment, let me show you. Control V. After summarizing orders is equals to n. This is I'm on dplyr. So percent greater than percent. Next line, I've already summarized orders is equals to n. I'm going now to create my ggplot. Ggplot, of course, you start with what? Your data is already defined here under dplyr because you're combining dplyr and ggplot2. I go direct to is. I open bracket. I say my x is equals to what? Data, $. I want the month because I've created it. It's here. Month, and my y is going to be data, $. What? Data, $. Let's use orders. Have orders. Okay, then I'm in ggplot. The moment I say ggplot, I'm in ggplot2. I now use plus to go to the next line. I want to create a line chart because it's a comparison of month. Anything month, year, date, that's time. Use a line chart. The guys from data analysis know it because we learned about it. So geom line group is equals to 1. That is the don't worry about it. That is from the syntax. Color of the line is going to be blue. Let me define the color. I want to go to the next line. This is ggplot2. I use a plus. I'm going to use theme minimal instead of defining the labs. Let me use theme minimal. Open the bracket. Go to the last line. No. I'm going to the next line. This is ggplot2 plus. Enter. I'll say theme axis dot text. This already covered the axis dot text. These are function in inside the ggplot. So element underscore text, if you can recall, we covered it. Element and underscore text. This one we covered it under data visualization, customizing your plots. Okay, the angle, I'm changing just the angle. If I want it to be 45 and not 90, and the H just horizontal justification, I'm setting to 1. Okay, guys, let me try to run. I see what is going to bring for me. No error. Line chart, unknown or initialized column orders. Having an error. ggplot is x is equals to month. ggplot is x is equals to month, y is equals to orders. Okay, where is the error coming from? Let me try to remove this data thing and try to fetch directly. So let me run and see. It has worked. Hey, it's bringing a very, you can see I've customized my angles to 45. So cool. And what is making it appear so cool? The blue line, I love it. I've not defined the labs, so I don't have the headings. Then you can see the angle. I've adjusted them to 45 and this time not 90. Seems so. It's appealing. It's appealing to the eye. That is data visualization. That is very simple. The other thing that I wanted us to cover, I wanted us to repeat covering what we had covered. Let's cover statistical analysis. The simplest, even as compared to visualization. So, under statistical analysis, I want us to do only one thing. Number one, let me hashtag and say hypothesis testing. I don't know if our data will work with it, but I'm going to try to test a hypothesis here. And I'm going to do a t-test. Do you recall t-test? There are three. We have one sample. We have t-test, unpaired, and paired. So I'm going to take my data. Under data, I'm going to take the total price as the independent variable. And after that, you use that mark. That mark was giving me hard time. That mark, like, let me see if I can get it under statistical analysis in R. It must be here. Mm, you know that thing I'm talking about, like a hyphen that is not straight. Data manipulation. Huh? Where can I find this thing? It's not. I never traced it in my key. It should be under statistical analysis in R, because this is where we did some model. Oh, it's here. This is what I'm talking about. Let me paste it here. 12V. That thing. Dependent variable and independent variable should be what? Gender. So data, $, data, $, gender. Then, comma, it's data is equals to data. If you can recall the syntax, this is a t-test. Let me run. I require what library? No library because I already have it. You can see. By the way, those who never attended the last class, if you want to understand the interpretation of these values in a t-test, you have to attend the last class. So that is if I want to run this is we have independent and dependent variable. The last thing under statistical analysis that I want us to cover, because I never covered even in the last class, is a chi-square, and the way it's common. So chi-square, I want to do a chi-square between the maybe order status to compare the order versus loyalty. I want to see if is there a relationship, order and loyalty. Do they have an association? So I'm going to say table one. Table one is just a name I'm assigning. I link it to table, and I'm going to say data, my data now, my $sign to take a column of what I'm comparing the order status. Order status is where it's here. Order status, comma what? Comma data, $sign loyalty member. Then after that, I'm going to say my chi-square in R is known as CHISC. CHISC, it's here, CHISC.test table 1. Remember, table 1 is what? I've assigned it to order status and loyalty. I run this chi-square test. You can see x squared df, the p-value is 0.9. Hey. There's no relationship between the order status and the loyalty. Remember why? We are having a higher p-value greater than 0.5, okay? So if you want to know more interpretation, you have to attend the last class, and the video is available. You can watch it. Maybe the very last thing here, because we are past time, it's 10, is modeling. Modeling, this is machine learning. It's additional. And I did it in the last class. If you watch the video, let me just show you one model here. Modeling is good. I will love you guys to enroll for machine learning course at StatQuest, and do some machine learning to predict occurrences. So simple linear regression, I want to predict the total price. Let's now see the prediction. Predict, let me try to predict the total price using the quantity. Very simple thing that is. You are predicting how many patients will die. So I'm going to call it model. That is just a name. That's why I'm bringing a lot of jokes. LM for linear model. And I'm going to start with my data. I'm predicting total price. So I'm going to be total price. Then I'm going to use that sign, the one I copied. Let me remove this B. That mark. Using what? Like linear model total price using data, $sign, quantity, prediction using quantity, and then I must say my data is equals to data, of course, and then I'm going to get my summary of the model. Machine learning is not that bad. Run object model not found. Oh, sorry, it's not model. I brought some jokes. It's just a name. Run. You can see. Do you want to learn more interpretation here? You can see the formula, have residuals, coefficients, significant codes, r squared, like adjusted r squared. So if you don't know how to interpret this, you have to consult Opti, because Opti is really good in that. And this is a regression, linear regression. Okay, so this was a simple linear. What about, remember, simple linear regression can only take two, like can only predict, like they depend with the number of variables. What about a multiple? What's the difference between simple linear regression and a multiple? For a multiple linear regression, we are like having, let me call it model 2. Let me not bring more jokes. And I'm like LM still for linear model. I'm like, let me take my total price, and I want to predict it using what? Control V, that cosine, put that cosine. I want to predict the total price using two things. That is the difference now. I want to use age. So if you want to use more variables, that's why it's multiple linear regression. Use the plus. It's very simple. So not quantity alone at this point, but I want to use age plus what? Plus quantity plus, let me say, plus add on total. Like you are predicting using different values, using different variables available in your data. Add on total. I'm also, let me leave those ones. I don't have to exaggerate a lot. Data is equals to data. Then I must say the summary of my model 2. So you can see the difference between multiple linear regression and linear regression. Simple is that multiple can take many variables. So if you want to learn more about interpretation of these codes on this model of Tasha is available. So the other thing, because this was supposed to be your assignment, this one, time series of Nini, this is a time series of orders. Because it was supposed to be your assignment, allow me to give you an assignment. It's good to leave assignment. I want you to, number one, to do what? To do logistic regression. It's very nice one. Logistic regression. To do what? I want you to predict the order status, and compare completed versus cancelled. Uh, that is for the logistic regression. That was the scope of what we were supposed to cover. I think that's all. Kindly do this assignment and submit by. We are having another class on Thursday, not tomorrow. Submit by Wednesday. So before the class, so it means on Thursday it will be, you submit the assignment, you submit first, then you are added to the class. If you don't submit, then you're not added. So